We're finally here. Birthday weekend.
Yeah.
Welcome to Get Perfectly Balanced podcast, where we make sure that you're going to focus and be intentional on your balance in mind, body, and spirit, intellectually, occupational, financially, and of course, mentally. So we got Suzane Joseph, a wellness strategist, on today. I cannot wait for you guys to hear her testimony, hear her story, so that you can get blessed and get perfectly balanced. Suzane, welcome to the show, honey.
Thank you, Sheila. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to share my testimony on your platform. I am excited to get to know you and build a relationship.
Oh, it's all about connections, girl. The connections that we have. My cousin Rafi, thank you. Like I said, when I saw you guys talking on his podcast, I was like, oh my God, I gotta get her. And she's down here in Florida. So I am excited, and thank you for coming today. This weekend is your birthday weekend. I mean, how honored. And you had like an awesome book launch. I was present there. It was amazing. You look fabulous. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. So tell us a little bit about.
Thank you so much.
Oh, of course. Tell everyone a little bit about your story, and then we'll get into how you get perfectly balanced.
I would love to share my story. So I was a young teen, a young mother at the age of 17, trying to understand life. I made some poor choices in my life that later on led to me going through a state in my adult life, going through a depressive state, and it was severe, not only with depression, but anxiety attached to it. I got to a place in my life where I was just tired of fighting with the world. And what I say fighting with the world, trying to build a happy home and a marriage that don't even align, fighting to build friendships that don't align, fighting to be this perfect mother when God is asking me to just be me, be myself, and do the best that I can, fighting to just be financially well balanced in life, be healthy in life, take care of myself, my body. I got to a point where I wasn't doing those things for myself anymore. And I wasn't doing those things because I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know what direction to go into anymore, because I allowed the world to consume me. I allowed the world to direct my path, instead of just getting on my knees and saying, God, here I am. I'm ready to submit to your will. I'm ready to be obedient to it, because the world don't love me. I'm tired of hating people. I'm tired of feeling sad all the time. I'm tired of crying all the time. I'm tired of trying to figure out life by myself. I'm tired of hearing those voices in my head telling me to just commit suicide and just perish, and then you'll have peace, because that's what the world was. That's what my mind was telling me. That's where peace was. Just in your life. There's no purpose, there's no will, just end it. And when I subdued myself to God, when I honed into that place, when I said, God, look, it's me and you. Because sometimes you gotta get a little hood with God. Okay. It's me and you.
Right.
Like, what's up?
Right.
What's up? Like, come on, yes. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm your daughter. You promised me in your word that I am I'm your daughter. I am royalty. But it wasn't him. I was mad at the wrong person. I was the one self-sabotaging my own life. While God's hand was on my life the entire time, because when you read my story, chasing after God's own heart, God's hand, when I say was on my life, and I couldn't see it, because I was chasing things that didn't align to my purpose. It didn't align to my walk. And he was just saying, daughter, you chose it. My hand is here. But I now need you to learn a lesson from this, because I don't want you to go back to it. If I'm going to ship you, if I'm going to elevate you, if I'm going to give you more, I need you to learn the lesson in every level, every mistake, every area of your life. That was physically, emotionally, that was environmentally, that was, occupationally, like all the 7 wellness of your life. And I'm still working on that. Because when we think we
Working
have that
process.
moment, when we feel like we have purpose and we could walk that thing out, we don't realize we're still going to come upon stumbling blocks. And when we come upon those stumbling blocks, it's time for us to learn and consume and train and transition to the next level, sis. And that's what you did in that book.
Oh my goodness. Transition. You have just like said so much in the little time that we've been on, and I know this is helping someone else. That's the beauty of it all, is that now you are able to be available. Like at the beginning of your story, you were not available.
I was not available.
Oh my gosh. But now you're able to go out into the world with your experience, with your knowledge and your pain, and you turn that pain into purpose. Woo! Hold my hand, sis.
Come on, isn't God good? Yes.
So there was darkness, and now you see the light, and then I love the fact that you said you're still walking, you're still learning, you're still being aggressive in knowing where you need to be stronger and which pillar you have to be stronger. Because I believe at the walk, there's different times where maybe this pillar is stronger, this pillar is stronger, and so you know that it's a work in progress too. God bless you. Yes. So your birthday is on the same day as my sister's. There was another friend that I was with after I left your book launching, and it was her birthday. So I'm feeling like these Leos, it's like the Leo and Aquarius. I don't know if something's going on with that.
You the bone.com. You need a Leo in your life. Come on.
I know it. I'm connected with these Leos all over. My brother, my cousin, my nephews. I mean, I'm like, ooh, okay, all right. We have to align in everything that we do, spiritually, mentally, physically, everything, So I'm grateful for this relationship that's going to be built, and I see great things in the future. I already see that. I feel it, So tell me a little bit about, because I feel like people might want to know, like, without giving them the jewels, a little bit about your pain to purpose, the things, like you said, you were young. I'm sure there's people out there that had children at 17 or even younger, and sometimes maybe there is a block of negativity, a block of mindset, and so you overcame that.
Yes, I did. Like when teens become pregnant, or when we are young teen moms, what I had to learn through that process comes along with generational curses. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
My parents were educated enough on teen pregnancy to help me push forward. Right. Thank God that he was in the middle of everything to direct me to the people that I needed to gain the knowledge, but they didn't know any better. Because when your parents find out, they're going to hurt you with words, because we don't realize the reason that we sit there and we allow people to disrespect us and we allow people to talk to us any kind of way. It started with our childhood.
Yeah.
Trauma, PTSD.
Yes.
Come on, therapy. It started there. You get what I'm saying? And in order for me to overcome that moment, it was just, I began to listen to people's words. Wow. I heard my mom say to me that it was time to grow up. When she said that word to me, it didn't resonate. So I needed to understand, what does growing up mean? Because we're raised by our parents. You get what I'm saying? They take care of us. They pay the bills. They do this. So I had to grow up. And growing up for me looked like, at 17 years old, going to my guidance counselor and trying to figure out a plan. How do I graduate? I don't want to walk around school with this big belly because I'm too ashamed. Like, what do I need to do? Even though I had to do summer school and people did see me, I was still pushing through it. Then I had to learn finances at a young age. because I have a whole human being that I'm about to take care of. You get what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to start managing and saving my finances like at a very young age. And I should have learned that long time ago. I should have learned that before I hit 17. But our parents didn't know. Come on, people, forgive your parents. Forgive them. They weren't taught that, so they didn't teach it to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything is just work hard, go pick up 2 jobs, make sure the bills are paid. No, it's more, it's beyond that. I didn't want to be that type of stereotype. No, no. And when I applied those strategies and those tools to my life at the age of 17 and realizing that my son's father was not in a mature place to be a dad, I had to do what was best for me and my son, and we had to go forward.
Wow.
So and that's how I overcame being a young teen mom. And then you have the other traumas. So repeat that, Sheila. I think it cut out.
It did cut out a little bit. So you married your son's dad?
No, I did not marry my son's dad. Yes, because I am in a Haitian community. Of course, they did put that on me. But no, it was a straight no shooter for me. And that was just, the first kid. You get what I'm saying? I have 3 baby daddies. Don't judge me. I was looking for love.
Yes. Just looking for love
all in the wrong places. And then going through that, now I got to figure out how to be loved. So now I'm going through the trauma of emotional abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, because I don't know what true love is. But I'm thinking me meeting my children's father, those are true experience of love. Them beating on me or them calling me names or them cheating on me. I'm thinking, maybe he's not telling me he's cheating because he loved me. Maybe he's beating on me because he loved me. That another traumatic experience that I got to now go through. Then dealing with a son, my son was 2 years old when I found out he had ADHD. So now I had to go through that experience as a young mom. So I was completely nuts mentally.
Wow.
Mentally, I was losing my mind. And I didn't even hit 20 years old yet.
What?
Yes, this is all happening at a young age.
Such a young, but you know what? We get a little bit overwhelmed when so many things come into our lives as we appear to be going through the stages of aging. But it seems like all these things hit you prior to you even being in your your 20s, so that's a lot. And you overcame it.
Yes. And it took a lot to overcome because I was still making mistakes. I was, very naive. I was very gullible. I was such a people's pleaser. Like my whole life was always making others happy and forget about myself. As long as the people around me were happy, I felt good.
Wow.
And that was my whole life. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't learn my lesson until I hit like 36 years old. You get what I'm saying?
It's people out there that may not even recognize that. They may not recognize that they're just putting themselves last. And I feel like now is the time for people to take a look and say, wait a minute. Have I done anything for me? Is this making me happy or is this making you happy? And so these things that you're saying, really, anyone can say it, but are they recognizing it and are they recovering from it so that they can be the authentic person that they need to be?
Oh, girl, you just said nothing but a word right now. Come on, Jesus. She said a word.
Yes, because somebody's looking for you, not half of you, the whole you.
Come on.
So you graduated from high school. Did you go to college?
I did online college. So I do have a bachelor's degree in business management.
So you knew you wanted to be in business, huh?
Yes.
You wanted to have a business.
I just didn't know what kind of business yet.
Exactly.
I was just jumping back and forth with so many different hobbies.
The hobby thing. Like hobbies ain't paying nothing. So here we are. We're in, you got your business degree. You got your 3 kids. Mm-hmm. You said marriage. Where did that marriage fit in?
The marriage came when my second son was 6 months old. When that relationship began, we knew of each other and we worked at the same workplace, but me and his half sister was very close. When I decided to no longer be with my son's father because he was cheating, he didn't know what he want. Then I found out he was engaged the whole time while I was 7 months pregnant.
That's a lifetime story, honey. It's a lifetime story.
Girl, the movie's coming. It's coming. Yes. I promise. Girl, he had me looking crazy, running around for us, looking for a place, and the whole time he had a whole nother woman he about to marry. But he came into a place where I was very vulnerable because we don't want to recognize when we're vulnerable when we get out of a relationship. Right. A lot of times why we're constantly in toxic relationships is because we're not healing from the past relationships to get to know who we are now from that relationship. You get what I'm saying? And we got to heal. So I was one of those people having toxic parties. Okay? Toxic parties. Come on. Toxic. Let's go be toxic together.
Toxic. Girl, no, you didn't say toxic party.
Come on. So when we met through her. I was vulnerable. He was just getting out of a relationship. So he embraced me with my children. He came in swooping me, taking care of my children financially, me financially. So I'm like, okay, here's God positioning me to build that family that I've been yearning for as a little girl, because we all got that dream, right? Yeah. Marriage, family, a great career. Come on.
Yes, that woman.
Come on. So I said, okay, God is positioning me, right? Nah, he wasn't positioning me because God didn't even send him to me. Okay, first of all. Okay. And what was that?
He said he wasn't even coming that way. God didn't even know nothing about that one.
Come on, girl. I was making my own decisions because we like to move without God. I was making my own decisions, okay? Because I thought I had this. God sent him because I didn't know how to discern yet.
Ooh, discernment.
Hold on, we're gonna drop them gems. I didn't know how to discern yet. So what ended up happening is I didn't tell my parents I was getting married. Nobody knew I was getting married. Only one of my good friends that stood in the gap to be a witness. And the funny thing is, she told me not to do it. Yeah. It's almost like God was speaking through her, but I wasn't listening, right?
Very God was like,
don't do it. Something don't feel right. But the day we were supposed to get married, which was December 26th, the courthouse was closed. And the funny thing is, I prayed to God and I said, you know what, God, if this ain't meant to be, because, sis is over here making me scared, give me a sign. Here go. Give me a sign, God. Because when God give us the sign, we don't want to heed.
Nope.
The courthouse was closed the day we were supposed to get married. And I didn't take heed. So I'm like, we'll go another day, which was December 28th. And we got officially married. And a week later, after the marriage, I got in a car accident on Bailey Road, which was my new name.
What?
And my car was totaled.
Oh my goodness.
We don't want to heed warnings.
Wow.
Totaled. And that's how that marriage came about. That marriage is the one that beat my ass and taught me a lot. Okay, 12 years. I stayed in it for 12 years. 12 years. Trying to just build this family. I was really a young, desperate woman looking for a family, you guys. Like, I wanted to build a home.
Wow. But you know what? Once again, man, the 12 years that you went through those things, those terrible things that, that's post-traumatic stress right there. Abused, like you said, mentally, physically, spiritually. That was not what God wanted for you. And you didn't hear the warnings. You knew of them. But I think it's people, sometimes we see red flags all over. And we really think, that's a red flag over there. But you know what? Oh, it'll go away. It don't mean it ain't talking to me.
Come on. Them red flags was waving me down like crazy. I just was not heating. Like, sis, stop.
Wow, don't do it.
And I just kept proceeding. I just kept proceeding. Wow. And being in that marriage for 12 years is where I completely lost myself, who I was supposed to be, who I was called to be. I was just so focused on trying to make him happy. I wanted to be a great wife, a good wife. I didn't want to put my kids in a position of jumping from home to home and seeing me jump from relationships to relationship. I just wanted to be sane mentally and loved, you get what I'm saying, emotionally. But
you want to be loved.
I had to learn my lesson in them 12 years. And in that lesson, he cheated on me the whole 12 years. He had 2 kids in the marriage. It was a lot.
Lifetime stories.
Girl. And I was the one getting my behind beat at home for these other women.
What?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That's 2. That's 2. Now, what happened to the 3rd baby dad?
So hubby actually is the 3rd baby daddy. Baby daddy number 2 is the one that sent me running around looking for a home, and I found out he was engaged and to be married. And baby daddy number 1 was when I was 18, mom. We met at a workplace again. He was just very spontaneous, very exciting, something new. So I entertained it, but I knew I wasn't looking for a long-term relationship. You get what I'm saying? So when I became pregnant, it was like, you still in that childish like mind state. I gotta go be a mom now. So like, stop coming over here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so relationships. Okay, so you got that whole relationship 101, the crash course. Then you got the business. Okay, so when did you know you wanted to be your own boss?
Mm-hmm.
And how did that story go?
So how that happened was my whole life since finding a job at 17. Again, I became that statistic. I was working 2 jobs, a lot. And I was looking at life and saying, this can't be life, me working these 2 jobs. I got to find a way to create some additional income. Yes. So in the midst of my marriage, I met with a woman who had a business, and she was looking for a personal assistant. So I knew I was good with administrative tasks, and I know how to humble myself behind the scene working for a boss chick. You get what I'm saying? So I took on the challenge. I took on the opportunity, and that led me creating a whole staffing company. But it wasn't all perfect. It wasn't all dandy because I had to go through a learning process with that. I had to learn who my clients were. I had to learn my worth. I had to cry a little bit. I threw the business in the garbage about 10 times. Like I was when you work as an assistant, people don't understand, especially those that hire a personal assistant. Like we're human. You know what I'm saying? We're still human beings. And it takes a lot because you're managing not just your world, your life, you're managing someone else's life.
Yeah.
And it becomes very overwhelming. And if you don't learn your craft and you don't learn the right strategies to move your business, you're going to always feel overwhelmed. You're going to always feel like you're not doing enough. You're not making enough money. And that's what it was for me. And when I found balance with my business, my business began to flourish.
Wow.
You have to find balance, but that all came with a price. And I know we're going to get into that conversation, so I'm trying not to share too much. Yes, it came with a price for me to actually create Suzane Joseph Enterprise. I have a society of sisters that I love. I adore them. And
I met 2 of your sisters.
You met them. I would not.
We sat next to each other just by, God's plan, perfect plan, because we could sit anywhere, and we came pretty much around the same time.
Yeah.
Your coach, we were just pulling up at the same time.
Yep.
And then Sierra came and sat down And I was like, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, come on, Jesus.
Come on.
Divine order. Come
You
on.
are so good to us. Right.
Gracious
Divine order.
God.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
those women helped me a lot.
that's amazing. You have some very strong women in your life, and that makes a difference. Women supporting women, that are only looking out for your best. Like we need that. Like we don't need nobody hating, jealous, none of those things. I mean, that doesn't make us stronger. And right now, women need to stick together because we are better together. We've all had our different trials and tribulations.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what makes us stronger, and I couldn't imagine just knowing that if you wouldn't have stepped in your purpose, what would not happen for others that you have blessed, people that you have poured into, the younger kids that you have poured into, and so that they don't have to go through what you went through. That's fair.
I'm here to serve and do God's word in His business. Okay. And the funny thing is, when I met these ladies, I was at the lowest point of my life.
Wow.
Lowest point of my life. Like I had no money left. My bank account was on zero. I was severely depressed. Wow. I was crying every day. I couldn't control the tears. Like I was crying for weeks and months. Like I did not know what to do with myself, my life. Like I just wanted to give up. And we grow up with friends. We grow up with people that we love. We grow up with family members that we think we're going to grow with, we're going to thrive with. Right. But when God still has a different plan for you, He also sees that there are people that are around you that don't align to the plan. But I couldn't see that. And when I prayed for God to remove what I don't need and align me with the people that I do need, He was doing the job, but I couldn't see the job. I didn't understand it because these were people that I loved.
Yeah.
And when God show you people's face, see it for their face value. People will show you who they are.
They sure will.
They will show you who they are. And when you see them for who they are, don't be that girl. Don't be that woman that be like, whatever. Wow. She'll get over it. No, sis, she won't get over it. Okay. Wow. She will not get over it. She's going to later down in the line in the future be that person that God told you needed to remove. And now y'all in a toxic friendship. You get what I'm saying? So He had to humble me and put me in these corners and these white walls and say, I don't want nobody around you while I make you over again. Because I'm about to make it plain and clear. And I need everybody out of your way. While I was crying, like, I love her, God. Why? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, let me keep her.
Let me keep her a little bit longer. But
you can't go where you're going.
Come on. When you go where you're going, you'll see why.
Yes. Man, isn't that amazing? I remember listening to our pastor at church, and he was saying that, if we saw where we were going, we wouldn't even get there because we'd be doing something to sabotage it. Oh, let me help it a long way. No, God got a plan. He already knows it. We have a purpose. We're living in our purpose, but we just have to have those eyes open to know the things that are good and the things that we don't need. And I mean, to tell you, sometimes, like you said, it hurts. It hurts to have family and friends, and you'd be like, but no.
Your mental state is more important. Your mental is more important.
Yes.
Trust me, when you find freedom in God and in His peace, you don't care no more.
You don't care no more, girl. I was listening to somebody say, even a dog got to go if he ain't gonna
that's right.
Oh, if he ain't benefiting, he got to go too. Anything that brings you stress and trials and tribulations, no.
I don't even let people stress me on my phone. No,
I'm not doing that. Girl.
It's obvious that our conversation's not aligning. It's obvious that whatever I've done, you're still angry about it. And what I'm saying doesn't help you. It doesn't shift you. So I think I'm a hindrance to your personal growth. So let's be great friends to each other and let's go our separate ways.
Yes. That's doable. That'll work, I don't see no problem with that, girl, because where you going it's like a weight on you. Everybody can't go. So
Yeah. We just gotta learn how to build healthier relationships,
yeah.
balanced relationships.
So that's your social pillar. So you cleaned up that social pillar. You made it strong. That leg is very strong and powerful. So you also have a spiritual, strong spiritual pillar too. I've witnessed the things that people were saying about you, and I know that they see, your spiritual strength and your spiritual hold. So how did you gain that?
I really had to take care of myself mentally, physically, and spiritually. What that looks like is therapy. It saved my life. I take that to the grave. Any woman, look,
Yeah.
I know you want to vent to your homegirls. I've been venting for years, and you think your homegirl been giving you the greatest advice, but you haven't even shifted from that place yet. You're still talking about the same conversation with your homegirl every weekend. That's toxic.
Yeah.
Therapy helped me redirect my mindset, my perspective on life. It helped me learn to set boundaries. It helped me to learn to heal from my trauma and stop covering it. Forgive within, even if I don't need to talk to that offender, that person that, threatened me, that abused me. Forgive for me. Tell myself I forgive them. I don't need to talk to them. If you want to write a letter, write a letter. That's also another form of way to release. Then journaling. Oh my gosh. We got to purge our thoughts, people.
Yeah, yeah. People think that they think about it, but really to purge it, that's a very good point.
Yeah, we don't purge that's why people are feeling overwhelmed all the time. Like they head like, oh, I got so much going on.
Yeah.
Put it on paper. Let's see what you got going on.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, that's good advice. So you really hit on spiritual and mental all at the same time.
Yes. And then I had to surrender. Prayer, meditation. I do meditation every Wednesday at 8 with my girls. Meditation is a place for you to just be one with yourself. Let God speak to you, zone out, zen out, and just come on.
Yeah. So what type of meditation? Everybody's got their own way of meditating, and in some ways it may work for other people. I was just speaking to someone about meditation in the form of cooking, walking. People just really think that you just sit there, close your eyes, and you're supposed to just like woosah. But there's so many different ways, and people can really benefit from trying to figure out what way works for them best. But what did you find working for you?
What worked for me, and I love that you say that, because I also know that every client needs to be customized with what works for them. So I love that you said that. For me, mine is really straight up spiritual. When we go into meditation, we start off with prayer. After we say a word of prayer, we go right into meditation. That's them closing their eyes, whatever meditative posture they're comfortable in. I don't recommend them to lay down because people could tend to fall asleep during that process. But we get in our meditative posture. Once we're in our meditative posture, we, get I put on a gospel music that we will all flourish in, that we can all quiet our minds in. So I can set the tone, just set the environment to welcome them in, ushering them into a spiritual place. Once that is done, their eyes are still closed. We go right into meditation. We do 4 counts of breathing. We breathe in, we breathe out. After our breathing techniques, we go right into affirmations. Right after, because we got to affirm ourselves, and we got to teach other women, like, affirming starts within. It starts with you first.
Right. What's your affirmation for today?
Come on. And when we close off with the self-love hug, because we got to love ourselves back, and we got to feel good about who we are. Come on.
Yes. I'm just going to hug on myself all day.
Yes.
And then the self-love too, like you said, the self-talk, the self-love. I talk to my clients about doing the mirror game, just looking in the mirror and just saying, I love you, putting your name in there, looking first thing in the morning and just saying, Sheila Cunningham, I love you. And some people have a hard time to look themselves in the eye and say that. And it seems easy.
I am so in love with myself. I pass by the mirror. I be like, girl, you look good. You're so fine.
Yes, every time you pass by that mirror, you better. Look at
Right.
yourself. Look at yourself. So you got the spiritual, you got the occupational, you got the environment. Making sure your environment is safe, and then financial.
Hmm.
That business class works.
Come on, look. If your money ain't put together and you don't know how to like your money and make it duplicate for you, you're gonna always be depressed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Always. I had to fix that thing. And that was budgeting,
Yeah.
financing, saving, learning, because we all think we know it. Allow yourself to constantly learn, even if you think you know it. Learn, people.
That's the intellectual. That's that intellectual.
Come
Constantly
on,
learning.
intellectual wellness.
Yeah.
Yes, Jesus.
Constantly learning. And this is a brain, and it's a muscle and a brain, and it's not just gonna work for itself. So you just gotta constantly keep continually learning, no matter what you think you already know.
Come on.
And then you got this intellectual gem right here.
Wow.
Look at you, girl, with this dress.
Woo.
This dress says it all.
Look,
Chasing God's own heart, redirecting my life.
let me tell you, that dress right there, Sheila. When I say it came to my dreams, when it came to my dreams, I took it to my stylist, Brittany, and I said, look, this is the dream that I have. And sis came through and executed it. Like, I love her creativity when I bring my vision to her.
Yes, that's what the most important thing is. This was your vision, and she brought it to life. And now we see it. And I love every word on here: overcome, becoming,
abundance,
affirmations all over the dress.
Yes, that dress right there, it's gonna be priceless. That's gonna be $1 million dress.
I know, and you look fabulous.
Thank
fabulous.
you.
So I was reading in the first page. I was reading, and I love how you changed it, man. Your writing style was just amazing, because you like, I could say, this, and I could say that. I'm not gonna tell everybody what it says, but it was like, I was like, okay, I like that. Like, because people are probably thinking that this is what this book is gonna say.
They're gonna be like, girl, this, if I didn't give that additional information of my thoughts, people would have really thought like this girl was really like out here acting out. She was acting out. I was very strategic and intentional with that book. I didn't want to only just write my memoir. I wanted to apply principles. I wanted to apply like, hey girl, have a perspective on life. Look at things.
Because I like that, and because sometimes it's not like people are saying the victim, but what happens when you tell your story? Then, your story is not just to tell it, it's to help someone. It's to give them the tools so that they can use it and become better. You didn't go through all that from just from giggles and tears and crying. You went through it to save someone else from going through it. So I like how you changed and flipped that script around, and then redirecting your life. I love that too, because we are the author of our own lives. You may think that, you never wrote a book, but you can write your own story.
That's how I came out with my program, Redirect Your Choices. We opened up enrollments in November, but that's where that came about. Every choice in my life was a redirect. Okay. Yeah. This relationship isn't healthy. Let's redirect and let's learn how to be healthy within and look for healthy relationships. This money management skills not working. All right, let's redirect that thing. You're going to stop going out. You're going to stop hanging out with your friends all the time. You're going to stop shopping for a little while, but you're going to pay for this therapy, and you're going to invest in your coaches, and you're going to invest in the things you need to flourish.
I love that word. You said flourish a couple times, girl.
I love flourishing.
I know it. We all need to flourish. That's what it's all about. And then, like you said, too, redirect it so you can change the story. Because if you're complaining about this costs this much, this costs that much, they don't want to have, some people don't want to pay for certain things. But when you start adding up the price, I remember I went to one event where the guy was adding up, okay, so give me a 24-hour scenario of what you do. So when you wake up in the morning, you go to Starbucks. How much does that Starbucks cost? Then you don't bring your own lunch, so you're gonna go to lunch. How much does that lunch cost? Then on top of that, you go and pay for another meal, which is dinner. So here it is, 3 things. You didn't need to have that coffee or that latte or whatever you had. You didn't have to have lunch at the, McDonald's, definitely not McDonald's, and then dinner at, whatever you went. But all those prices add up. You pay, if you're eating there, you're going to pay and tip someone. So start looking at those things financially and saying, okay, what will happen if I save this much? If you add up all that, I did speak to someone that I was working with. They told me that every day they go get Starbucks every day because they're like, oh, I love this. But one thing you need to know, financially, that's a lot of money. Health-wise, that's not very, good decision or choice that you're making. And I'm not judging anybody for their Starbucks, but if you want to achieve and go ahead, you're giving Starbucks your money. How about giving Starbucks some money in the stocks? That part.
Money management. And look, I get, like, when you start cutting those routines out, you're gonna feel bothered because you're gonna see your friends post a picture. You'll be like, oh, I want to go out so bad. But the sacrifice and the reward you get at the end of it is worth it.
Yeah. I've seen other people who have a goal in mind. So, like, instead of thinking in the now, have that goal in mind of what you're doing it for, and figure out what your why is. And then it's not so hard, because maybe the people who you see on social media, which, you could kind of like detox from that a little bit too. Sometimes you don't know where their goal is, where their vision is for their life. So if you're starting to think of the end result that you want, then you don't really worry about it as much. You're not like, oh no, okay, because I want this, because I want to pay off that bill, because people got bills and they don't ever see it ending.
Come on.
They especially for school, like school. I talk to so many people who have school loans, they don't ever see it ending. But I'm here to tell you, I've spoken to people who have a plan and they have to, go and use their strategies to making, payoffs, and it ends up being finished and paid. So it can be done.
Yes, it can.
Yes. So you did a workbook too.
Come on, Jesus.
Come on. It's so cute. I love it.
Thank you so much.
This here, I am. Start with I am. That's very powerful. Budget in here. I am not even going to tell y'all all that.
I love the emotional calendar. Like, that's so important. Like, gauging your emotions is so important. Learning why you're upset, why you're mad, why you bothered when somebody keep coming around you. You gotta learn those things. You got to ask God to discern you in those things, because once you learn how to control that emotion and be healthy in that thing and not react every time somebody like get you all riled up. Oh, right. Girl.
Well, so you just said something too, like reacting. So now you ask yourself, look at the situation and say, well, why did I react to that? Why does that make me upset? It's usually some type of past trauma that maybe you didn't realize subconsciously. Sometimes we hold on to the traumas that we have, and we don't understand that that's the thing that, therapy can help you with, is to figure out, okay, well, wait a minute now. Am I reacting to what they said, or am I reacting to the pain that I feel? And they don't even mean it like that. But I took it like that because it was my perception because of the mindset.
Come on, Sheila. That mindset. That's why sometimes you got to just leave people on read. Stop fighting that. They're going to believe whatever they believe in the mindset that they are in. Then you won't be so angry with your friend. You got to be like, girl, she just had that mindset. Then you question yourself and say, can this friend go along where I'm trying to go with my perspective and my mindset?
Yes. I like that too. So, you just sitting there with all kind of stuff. Knocking it out.
Now, come on. Look, I love my women, and I just want them to fight for their life. I had to go fight for my life and just win for God. Like, that's where I'm happy. I feel at peace. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit here in front and make y'all feel like everything is perfect. No, I still wake up and I might feel sad, and I don't even understand why I'm feeling sad. But One thing I did notice in women, why it's important for us to go to the doctor and go get our health checked in, my menstrual makes me very angry.
Yeah.
We got to check in
It's
on those things, and we're thinking it's depression.
Yeah, it's hormonal imbalances and the things that we're eating, your food and your mood, they really do work hand in hand. And you and I both were talking about, me being in nutrition, you being in the mental wellness avenue of life. We see those two things working together, like the food that we eat and our mindset, how that relates, and then also too sometimes the craving that we have because of the imbalances that we have in our gut. The microbiome is very important to tell people why these things, even if you try to eat healthy, if your microbiome is messed up and torn up because of the things that we ate, antibiotics, those kind of things mess up our stomach, gut microbiome, and we don't know how to get those things healthy back and rebuild the gut flora, then no matter what we eat, then we still can't fix the problem. We're still well, I eat healthy. Well, I hear so many people say that. Well, they ate healthy, but you don't know there's a whole lot of other things that go hand in hand with that. Like, do you really think that eating some processed foods is healthy just because it says, oh, it's plant-based?
Nah.
No. So you got to really know what health is, because your health is your wealth with everything. Like, how wealthy are you in your mindset? How wealthy are you in your social world? If you have some type of attitude where you go off and all that stuff, you can't even be a friend to anybody.
That is very true. And don't you want to even see you flourish in your purpose if your health ain't together? How you gonna see you win? You ain't gonna be able to see yourself flourish. Here go that word again.
Mm-hmm. There you go with that favorite word, honey. So now you got the book. You got you got the other things going on as an author, but you got some other things, some other great things going on too that we need to know about. Tell us a little bit more about the Suzane Joseph Wellness Strategist.
Miss Suzane Joseph have a whole lot going on. So I do plan, me and you plan on collaborating soon. Yes. So I'm excited for that. But not only am I going to flourish in this book, I'm going to win in this book, and God's going to help me elevate in this book. We are creating what we call Beyond the Book. That's why that workbook was very important. If you look at the book, it says Beyond the Book.
Yes.
Why? Because after you read my story, that story that's going to help shift your perspective, because you're going to get that book on Amazon. Okay.
Yes.
I need to have conversations with these women who saw their self in that story, who still see their self in that story. Let's talk. Let's figure this thing out, and let's help you shift your mind. Let's help you go forward. Let's help you move to your purpose, walk with your call. Let's get to a place where you can really advocate for yourself. Wow. And that's what those Beyond the Book intimate conversations will look like. So I'm trying to create the platform that God has called me to when He asked me to write that book. Not only do I mentor these youth and these young women and these adults, I want to show them differently. Like, some of them, when they see me, they have the inspiration to become entrepreneurs. They have the inspiration to go do therapy and become therapists. And let me let y'all know, I am not a therapist. I learned all of this through knowledge, going through therapy, going through my strategy team with my society sisters, and really applying everything to my life, mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's why I'm educated and I have the knowledge in some of the areas, but I still need to be educated.
Yeah.
I still need to learn. There are some things that you're going to be able to teach me that I had no clue. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gracious enough and I'm humble enough to say, I don't know.
Yeah. Anything that people come, we're here to help. But like you said, if we don't know, let me get on the phone and maybe Suzane can help you with that, or, someone else can help you with the financial part that I don't know, But if we create a community of people in each pillar, I believe that would help create a stronger women connect and mindset, like you said, the mind, body, and spirit all together. And then we have our spiritual leader, we have our financial leader, we have our person that is, well versed in the social, So each pillar is important. And then I love the fact that you said beyond the book, because now if someone doesn't heal from the part that they think they're just reading and just, oh, I just read this book and it's interesting. No, you're going beyond it, because now we got to really do some real work. Now the work begins, because you just ain't going to read this and then, because what we read, we don't remember everything, but when we start doing the work, that's where that real change, that real, transformation, that real flourish, that real, getting to know themselves inside and out so that they can help the others. Because the Suzane Joseph before the help and the healing and all the work, that Suzane Joseph wasn't given to her children like she was supposed to and that she was born to do. And so now they are reaping the benefits. Now they're going to reap the benefits and see you working in financial strength and spiritual strength and mental strength. And now they're going to be learning and flourishing so that they can keep on. And now it's a generational thing.
Come on. And he's already working it out. Like when I look at my kids today and where we were just in 2018, you get what I'm saying? This literally was just around the corner when I was down on my knees begging God for mercy. When I look at our life today and to see us happy, to see us not fussing in the house all the time, to see me not running in tears out of the house and jumping into my car and driving off, just to get a break, just to figure out my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah, well, you have to have those conversations because they saw all of that.
They did.
They saw all of that. They saw, and they probably were fearful of you not coming back. They saw the tears. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't know how to help you. But it ended up sometimes when kids see that, they end up going through some things that because of their age, they don't know and they want to help. It's just in them that they want to help. They're so young and fragile. And so now you're showing them, a new turnover. And like you said, 2018 wasn't that long ago. So, it's going to take some time to heal. And each one of your children are different. All of us are different. And so you have a job to go to each one and find out how to come in to their lives and pull out, what they saw and bring into the new person that they need to be so that they can come and, live the life that they can and talk to other kids. They may, be leaders one day.
Amen.
Yeah. And so the person that they're supposed to be, now they're starting to flourish in their lives,
Yeah, we're all in a mentally good place. Family therapy, us utilizing the tools within the home, and most importantly, letting my children be open and talk to me. Not shutting them out, letting them tell me how they feel. Hey, mom, you said a word that made me feel some type of way. I let them be very candid with me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what's your plans going forward? You spoke about the programs that you're building and things. What's your plans going forward for, just getting into a place for yourself and a place for the community? Because I feel like we have so much work that we do for ourselves, our community, and our environment around us. They sit back and watch, and they may not understand that, there's things for them to do also and to connect and build it stronger,
My plan is to continue to be that mental health advocate that I have been called to be and tell my story and continue to show other women how to share their stories. Continue to share that how therapy has really implemented and really changed my life. To continue to teach other women that it's okay to take some time for yourself. It's okay to turn self-care into a mental self-care routine. And that looks like therapy, journaling, meditating, like take care of you within. I know, we want to all feel beautiful on the outside, but if inside is ugly, if your heart is ugly, if you're not aligning yourself, you will always battle yourself through life. So I want to continue to teach women to break the stigma on what we call the strong Black woman syndrome. Come on.
You're right. That superhero, that badge that we got to wear. You know what? That was sweet, because when we try to be strong for everyone else, sometimes we lose ourselves, and we're wondering why we feel a little off, and we're like, you know what? I don't feel balanced. There's something wrong. I'm not myself. That is it. You got to sit there. And thank you for the hearts. We had some hearts from, I think it was Gina. Thanks, Gina. She's listening in. That's so sweet. So we feel this imbalancement. That's why Get Perfectly Balanced was resonating with me, because there's so many things that people, when I say, the smallest things, you mentioned self-care, smallest things that we could do. Oh, Miss Joy Polly is on too.
Wow.
Awareness is key. That's right, Miss Joy. So we end up not knowing where we need to find the area to strengthen. So we know that we're good on this side, but then we really don't pay attention to those other little things. And like you said, self-care could really give us those clues. So routines. What kind of routines you got?
Well, my routine is therapy. Therapy ain't going nowhere for me. It's there for life. Because, those moments where I am feeling troubled, because again, I'm not perfect. I am still human. Okay. I still need to overcome. I still need to be better and create the best version of Suzane. So therapy will always stick to the ground for me. I journal. I constantly, I wish I could show you guys my note sheet. I look at my budget sheet every day, y'all. Every day. I'm looking at making sure things are being debited out of my account correctly. I'm making sure that I'm planning ahead. Am I still saving? Am I touching my savings? I'm constantly on money management mode every day. And meditation. Not only do I do my own personal meditation, I love getting with my women and meditating with them and getting in a group atmosphere to create that support group, to create that safe space for women to really pour out, and we pour in and pour out to each other. And really utilizing my strategy team. You get what I'm saying? Because I want my business to be big. And in order for it to be big, you need a team. And you need a team that's already winning to show you how to win too.
Yes.
So all those things work together for my good and God's good.
Yes.
Prayer.
I appreciate that teamwork, girl, because you can't do it by yourself. And even when you begin, you still need people to be in your corner that have been there, like you said, that's already winning, that have been there, and it's like, you know what? Let's come on, let's make this, because you still have a lot to offer to anyone, So that's right. So you have so much to offer to people that you help them win too. So it's not just like one person just give it all and sitting back going, okay, help me. No, you're helping them win by everything that you've been through and every experience. You didn't go through those things just to be, oh, that's what happened. Once again, you went through those things to help and serve, and then with that mindset and with that spirit, because sometimes we're looking for answers and we haven't figured out what our purpose was and why we went through those things and how to help others. So you're continually working on that. It's not like you figured it all out, but you continue to work on that, and that's a beautiful thing.
And you know what it is? The most important thing is once I found my niche in that certain area that I wanted to produce to the world, I learned to, how do I say this? Cultivate that niche.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not run off to the next. Oh, I got this. Let me run off to the next. No, I want this niche to be sustainable. I want it to sustain. So let me grow in this first. And when God tell me, okay, Suzane, we've reached that peak, it's on to the next level, then I'm gonna go, because we don't wait on God on this season. We was at church all day, and that's it for me. I'm waiting on God with every step. I am not letting anybody come play with my life, come play with what God got for me and what he's been doing in my life. So anybody could get canceled in this process, Sheila. Anybody.
Right, canceling out. Poof, you gone. Just a little push. Just imagine a push of the button. You're like, poof.
Don't play with your life.
You can't go. You can't go with me. You can't go with me. And it's no hard feelings. You know, you on a mission. It's not just about you. That's the beautiful thing, because, like you said, putting God first, and knowing that it's a community that we have, because the relationship for you is your personal, your community relationship, and your environment. So the environment is not just outside, it's inside, it's around you. You know,
everything.
Yeah, when people say you are who you surround yourself with. So you just have to keep that in mind. And I like that you're journaling, because now you're writing it down on paper and you're seeing it, you're looking at it. And then that financial piece, when you were saying that you watch what you're spending and you watch where your account is. Some people really don't do that. And another thing is too, looking at the future for that too. So like for your kids, what's your estate look like? And finding people to help you with that. I mean, we don't have to know everything. But wouldn't it be cool if there was a school that taught the kids how to do all this?
And you know what? There are people that teach children financial literacy. It's just the parents are not investing in their children to get the education they need. They think they know it. Oh, no, you just put your money in the bank account, put some money in the saving, and that's it. It's us as parents. We need to get up and invest in our children. They can't do it themselves.
Right.
That's why I love, helping these young youth find their self, because sometimes the parent don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to have them be angry at their mom and dad. Like, come over here, baby girl. As long as your mom is okay with it, I'm going to help teach you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now, and then too, not just financial, but then what about the social wellness and the spiritual, not just, do you go to church, but just spiritually knowing themselves, because you have to know yourself and be authentic, so that you can show up as who God wants you to be. A lot of kids these days, they look at social media, they want to be like, J-Lo or something.
Yep. Social media has a heavy influence, girl. They have a heavy influence on social media.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing, stepping away from social media and just kind of finding out who you really want to be. Not because we say it, because I know in different nationalities and lifestyles, people will say, okay, this is what I want you to be. I remember talking to a girl and she was like, my mother told me I had to be a teacher. That may not be who she wanted to be. But in her culture, that was very respectful. Didn't do anything else. And I was like, well, is that what you want to be? Do you like it?
I mean, that's why people hit the age of 40 and they have this whole mental crisis as an adult.
Yep.
That's exactly why, because we're doing what the cultural thing told us to do. We're doing what our parents want for us. And then you hit 40, like, I'm so unhappy with my life. I'm unhappy with where I'm going, because you're not really doing what you love.
Yeah. And see, I remember hearing that if you didn't do what you love doing, then you will not, it kind of messes with everything, including your health, so I don't understand why. Is this over? Let me see what our time is.
Oh, we've been talking. It was good.
I'm just looking because I'm seeing subscribe and like. My girl.
We've been talking.
No wonder why. I'm like, wait a minute, girl. Look, when it's good, right?
Yeah.
So now you need to tell everybody where they can find you.
You guys
says wait on God too. All right.
Yes. You can find me everywhere on social media as Suzane Joseph, everywhere on social media. My website is SuzaneJoseph.com. When you have some free time, just click the link. I have some great products on there, some great plans, meditation, writing therapy. Like, I have things that you guys can join. The most exciting thing that's a part of my program includes not only meditation, you get me as your wellness strategist, and it includes therapy, you guys. It includes therapy. Okay. So find me everywhere on social, Suzane Joseph.
All links in the bio for Suzane. Man, Suzane, look, I really didn't know we were over. That's how good this conversation was. We have to do part two. We have to do in person.
Yes.
Thanks, Ralphie, for squeezing our time in. I know he was like, "Way to get off!" No, but but this was so good. I just
What?
feel some people out there are being blessed, and I thank you so much for your time on this weekend of your birthday.
Thank y'all.
Okay.
Damn.
So let's show everybody how they can get perfectly balanced in 2 words.
Perfectly balanced in 2 words, your mental and your tummy.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thank you so much and enjoy.